Welcome to Hop on Calls, a short, tactical, and practical podcast for outbound sales professionals looking to level up their game by learning from actual cold calls that I make every week live on LinkedIn. My name's Kevin Hopp, and I'm all about helping outbound sales professionals hone their craft and build high-quality pipeline. Let's dive right in and see what we can learn in this episode. Hey, this is Kevin with Hopp Consulting. Damien, how you doing today? I'm all right, but I know I'm a bit of an interruption here. Do you have a minute and I can tell you exactly why I called, or are you heads down on something else? Awesome. So I work directly with B2B SaaS companies to help them establish a strong calling culture inside of their organization by leveraging structure, process, and of course, proven technology. I was curious. I was doing a bit of research. Does your sales organization have a strong calling culture? Do you have people doing things like this? Yeah, I mean, the simplest way to say it is a bit of a consultant, coach, trainer. That's what I do. So I help folks not just in the coaching of cold conversations, but the structure and the process of how we get there. A lot of teams will, buy one platform. You buy Outreach.io or you buy a HubSpot, and you say, okay, my sales team has everything they need. They should be able to go have all the conversations and get all the revenue. And I get really nitty gritty into the weeds on ways to enable your team to have more conversations at scale with your target prospects. Is that something maybe we should talk about in the next week or so? Oh, okay. So your sales team is absolutely crushing it. Do you guys use an auto dialing tool at all to enable higher amounts of conversations? You're using some of the best in breed tools there, to be honest with you. The both of those tools are tools I have a lot of experience with. And that's your stack. You have both those tools for your team. Awesome. Yeah. So, I mean, I actually, for a period of time, was a consultant working exclusively with. So as long as everything's going really great there and you're digging it and your team uses it a lot, then no issues. But I do have a ton of experience with that if you thought it made sense to just sit down and look under the hood a little bit. All right. Is it .com? All right, man, I'll follow up with an email and I'll connect with you on LinkedIn as well. Is that cool? All right. Have a great day. Okay. Okie That was a really good call.
It was. I thought it was a good call.
Sales.
I liked how you handled it when, I didn't hear the objection, but it sounded like his team was doing awesome. I like that approach a lot.
Yeah. So that's very common, right? So two really common things happen there. Number one, he heard my pitch, he heard the value, and he said, get right to the point. Are you A, B, or C? Like, are you a vendor? Are you a consultant, trainer? Like, what do you do? And right. I had that fully. I was prepared to just say, I'm a consultant trainer, right? I'm a coach trainer.
Right.
So I'm not. So in his brain, he can differentiate between, okay, are you selling me a platform? Or are you selling me a team? Okay, all right, coach and trainer. Yeah. Then I asked him about overall calling culture, and he said, yeah, I've got that. And then I even brought up, hey, your sales team's crushing it. And he said, yeah. So in my head, alarm bells are going off. This is not a guy I really want to speak to. Because if everything is going hunky-dory and you're hitting all your numbers and everything, you're not going to spend money on a consultant to help you improve things. You only do that when there's a problem.
Right.
It's not finding a problem. Then I talked about the technology, and he told me about his tech stack. That's where the conversation took a turn, because I do have a lot of experience in the tech stack that he uses. So then he perked up and said, hey, I got to go. I'm not booking a call right now, but follow up with me.
Cool.
That's a warm follow-up in the business, people. So warm follow-ups like this is what makes the world go round. This is really good progress, in my opinion, right?
To me, it's great progress. It's a positive interaction. Like you know what I mean? Like you're moving yourself one step closer. People don't always know that they have a problem, and you're not necessarily going to uncover a problem on the first cold call. So
that's right.
I think he did it. And if you would have tried to push him into a meeting or something, or gotten a little bit, if you would have went down the road of, well, instead of sending you something, what if we just book, I think that probably would have turned him off from it.
Yes, you were right. And I like that approach. I like that. Why don't we do that? I like that when it's not a C-level executive, because their time is money. And you can try to kind of push them into taking a meeting when they weren't going to and they weren't thinking about it. The problem is C-level executives are the first people to X things off their calendar. They'll book the meeting with you on the call and then they won't show up, or they're just going to delete it or whatever, right?
Exactly. And it's don't waste everybody's time booking it.
Yeah. Oh, cool. This guy went to community college as well.
What's that?
This guy went to community college. The guy I just spoke with. I got him on LinkedIn now.
Oh, very cool.
People who went to community college and I were the same. I went to community college as well. So I have a place in my heart for people that went to a small school and did good things afterwards.
Yeah, well, that's awesome.
Yeah,
it is.
So I'm going to mention that in my follow-up email.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Julie with Flosum. How are you doing today?
Yeah. Okay. All right, Brian. Well,
I know I'm calling out of the blue. Do you mind if I share why? Well, I work with Salesforce dev teams to streamline their Salesforce dev processes, but I didn't realize this was a do not call number. So I'm not trying to. Okay.
Oh, no. You got hit with a do not call list?
Yeah. And honestly, I almost started to push back on the dude because I'm like, dude, I looked at it. It doesn't say anything here about do not call. And he's in Virginia. So whatever. He was pretty persistent about it. So when they start saying legal, I'm like, okay, sorry about that. But yeah.
Yeah.
But what's that?
That's super rare. Like,
is it?
In all my days of cold calling, and anyone who knows me knows that I've cold called many times. I can count on one hand the amount of times someone hit me with a do not call. Like, did you know my number's on the do not call list? Right? Do you know how I train people to answer that?
What?
I didn't know that because I didn't buy your number from a big consumer watch list. Okay. I actually did research on you individually in your role, and I wanted to make a one-on-one connection. And just let them answer that.
That's a good one. I love that.
Let them answer that. Because so when people say the do not call thing, it's because of what, by the way, I bought a domain. Let me tell my story here for 30 seconds. I bought a domain for a project that I'm running off of GoDaddy.com. In the last 2 days, I have gotten 17 cold calls. 17, like so many. My phone's blowing up.
Gotcha.
They're all from call centers in overseas. And what I hear is I pick up the phone and then I hear a beep and then they're like, hello, sir, madam, domain. We do web development. We do this, we do that. And I've gotten call after call after call after call after call. So my point in saying that is not like to bag on those people. Like, sure, it's a terrible approach. It's a volume game that 1 in 1,000 people say yes and they win huge, right? But you and I are competing with that.
We are.
That sucks, right? That sucks. They cheapen the whole way of interacting on the phone. The whole idea that you can connect with people on the phone and meeting. So when someone says do not call, they're putting you in that bucket. They're saying you're the the dude in the call center listening for a beep, doesn't know anything about me. So you have to separate in their mind, differentiate. Hey, I'm not like that at all. Here's why. Yeah. And you can do it really quickly just by saying, hey, look, I was on your LinkedIn. So you're involved in Salesforce Dev and I do Salesforce Dev. It's a one-to-one connection and let them respond.
Hey, it's Julie with Flosum. How are you doing today? I know I'm calling out of the blue. Do you mind if I share why? I work with Salesforce Dev teams just to streamline their Salesforce Dev process. Out of curiosity, Dwight, are you guys refreshing your sandboxes with every new release or have you avoided some? Gotcha. Right. Well, the reason I asked is because a lot of dev teams we work with at Flosum have been telling me that when they do that, it causes a lot of issues down the line or in future releases. Have you guys run into any of that? If you could do that without all those manual effort, would it be worth, talking to someone a little bit more to learn how Flosum could help save you some time with that? Well, I mean, that's fine. I get it. It's awesome. Right. Yeah, that sounds fun to me. Okay, well, in January, yeah, absolutely. Okay, let me bring out my calendar just to see the 7th. That's fine. All right, well, what I'll do is I'm going to go ahead and send out a Google Meet for that. Why don't I send you this Google Meet out? I know you got to run, so I'll just send this out, and then I'll touch base with you this evening just to make sure you got it. 1 p.m. Eastern. All right. Well, I will get that over to you. Have a good meeting. Have a good afternoon, and happy holidays. Have a good vacation. All right. Take care.
There we go. That counts. Does this count? That should count.
It counts. We'll see. So it does count. We'll see. It's so basically he has to run, but he definitely does want to talk about it. So I booked it up to my calendar to call him. And then because he was just trying to rush, and honestly, I was struggling to bring up my AE's calendar. So because I didn't really get to develop it or anything, what I can do now is try to develop it a little, but also talk to my AE and see what he wants to do with it.
Yeah.
And, but it's still, it's the right person.
At the bare minimum, it's a super warm follow-up.
Exactly. And he latched on for sure to the sandboxes. So
exciting.
Yeah.
Congratulations on getting a good meeting.
Thank you. Wow. I'm excited. Yeah. So hopefully it's a bummer though. So far I've had 100% like meeting to opportunity ratio, but I've only booked a few so far, but I hate how far out it is. I don't like to do that. That's not my favorite. But he was
just in January, which is 2 weeks away.
January 7th.
Yeah. So that's the other thing about this time of year though, is the next, probably starting tomorrow up until January 4th or 5th is a black hole for most people, right?
True.
Like he's not, if you're going on vacation, now's a great time to do it.
That's what he said. Yeah. He said, I'm off tomorrow until the new year. And I was like, okay.
Probably 30% of the workforce is going to take some PTO between now and January 4th, 5th. Like it's just the way it is, right?
Yeah. Well, let's put that one in. Could you tell how excited I was? Trellis was like, girl, he can tell. Stop. Because I got all excited.
Look, I love it.
It was good.
Well, congratulations on a good meeting set here. I don't think we have any more time to dial. What's the best way for people to connect with you? Don't you have a little bit of a group going on too? Let's talk about that.
Yeah. I with Shanda Christ. She's my Sassy Sales Soul sister. We started SaaSySalesMoms.
So thanks again, Julie, and let's stay in touch.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me, Kevin. And Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to everybody.
Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah. It's the third night of Hanukkah to all of our Jews out there. Love it.
Yes.
Cheers.
And that's all we got for today's episode of Hop on Calls, powered by Kixie. Be sure to tune into the live recordings every Tuesday on LinkedIn. Would love to have your comments, reactions, questions. It's a really good learning environment for anyone that is looking to do outbound sales better. If your organization is actively focusing on this, feel free to reach out to me, Kevin Hopp, on LinkedIn, or go to hopconsultinggroup.com. I'll see you next time. Cheers.